A very good evening and welcome back to a new episode of The Week in 30 Minutes. The English News Department has prepared a variety of reports that highlight the main events that have recently taken place throughout Kuwait. Our committed team of correspondents has kept busy on the streets of Kuwait searching for those stories that are currently at the forefront of the news. Today's episode will take us to the 9th Summer Cultural Festival, sponsored and organized by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, or NCCAL. We will also view a report on the return of the annual pearl diving expedition. Pearl diving and pearl harvesting have been a long-standing local tradition. Pearl harvesting was an important source of income for many, well before oil was discovered. The annual pearl diving expedition further honors and pays tribute to Kuwait's elder generation and is seen as a connection with the Kuwaiti past. We will also have the opportunity today to view a report from the island resort of Cyprus and specifically from the capital, Nicosia. More reports will be coming your way shortly, so let us begin.
From the Sahara Golf Club, this is Sarah Glubb.
From the Radisson Blue, I'm Gemma Jaburi.
From Al-Sahel Club, this is Salim Kandiri.
From the Scientific Center, this is Heba Abdulrahman.
I'm Badriya Saleh, reporting for The Week in 30 Minutes.
Our first report today comes from correspondent Ghanwa Jabouri and will take us to one of the many huge events sponsored and organized by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, NCCAL. Under the auspices of the Minister of Information and Minister of State for Youth Affairs, Sheikh Salman Sabah al-Salim al-Hamoud al-Sabah, the 16th Children's Cultural Festival has recently concluded in an honoring ceremony of the distinguished participants. Ghanwa Jabouri has more.
The 16th Festival for Children and Youth witnessed over a span of 10 days an array of cultural activities that encourage children and the youth to innovate and contribute effectively in their society and even on a global level. Cultural and social activities, for example, encourage the youth to utilize their spare time with positive activities such as workshop activities that can enhance certain talents and skills that they may possess while also building character confidence.
We have an award, a trophy. They're saying basically thank you for working with us. I was teaching a class of drawing for beginners, so it's basically the very basic building block of drawing and design, and we did a lot of activities. I brought some of my father's paintings, some of my mother's painting, Lydia Qatan, Khalifa al-Qatan of course, and the kids really had a lot of fun drawing and enjoying explaining some of the paintings, and we did a lot of on the field, like we would go to the garden, and I'm teaching the children basically to observe details and to use colors and to use symbolism, and I hope they had fun. I really enjoyed the children. I think I'm going to miss them very much. I really enjoyed so much working with the children, and I'd like to thank the director of the Cultural Center, Abdulaziz Hussein Cultural Center, Ms. Mariam Salmin, because she's the one who gave me this opportunity to teach an art class for children. And I really did enjoy very much, and I'm of course very grateful to the National Council of Arts, Culture and National Council of Culture, Arts and Letters for their appreciation for all the teachers, not just for myself. I mean, it's something that yes, we do feel appreciated.
Assistant Secretary General of the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, Badr Al-Zwaish, who attended the closing ceremony, noted that the festival mainly sought to raise more interesting culture and art awareness, encouraging the most important category of society, the children and youth, to innovate.
Being strong in the reading and writing, and there's some people when they are small, they was coming to this club to learn the reading and writing and be strong. In the future, they're going to be writers of read stories. They read, and when they are small, some people they read. They are being strong in reading. This club helps children to read and being strong by reading and writing.
We learned that people can be strong in reading and writing. The most important, we should be strong in writing and reading. When we are small, we should learn how to read. In the future, we may become writers or etc. like that.
The training sessions that covered various arts, music, drawing and theatre performances and workshops have been a positive platform for the participants' skills and revealed other fantastic abilities in the youth to surface, in which can certainly be developed and nourished. Children are a big inspiration. Tonight, witness the closing ceremony of the 16th Children's Cultural Festival. From Abdulaziz Hussein Cultural Centre, Mashrif, I'm Genra Jabouri reporting to you for the week in 30 minutes.
It's always fun to watch the kids interact with the live camera. Up next, the 9th annual Summer Festival is officially in full swing. Hundreds of participants have gathered to take part in a variety of activities that include writing workshops to international events. This year's festival highlights the contributions of the youth with the hope to encourage all those who seek the arts to further develop their creativity and share their talents. Badriya Saleh was there and has prepared the following report.
The 9th annual Summer Festival kicked off in a vibrant ambiance as people packed the Desmond Theatre, eager to welcome in another run of film and musical festivity.
The 9th annual Summer Festival is a complement to the development Kuwaiti project's culture, and what distinguishes this festival is mainly interested in heritage and also youth. In the opening ceremony, there was many young gifted artists in all forms of art as well as Kuwaitis representing the heritage of our beloved country Kuwait. The NCCAL and directive of His Highness the Emir, His Highness the Crown Prince and His Highness the Prime Minister are always understanding and supportive of the culture development.
Organized by the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, this year's festival embraces creativity and education through a host of workshops, offering participants a multitude of activities to choose from, including a writing workshop for up-and-coming authors, theatrical analysis, as well as film openings, local and international plays, and a variety of concerts and lectures, just to name a few.
This festival differs because it concentrates on the youth people in general, and we try to make use of their activities and their way of presenting the culture in Kuwait.
The Summer Festival aims to shed light on old and new talents and encourage them to develop and grow right here in their own community. From the Desmond Theatre, I'm Badriya Saleh reporting for The Week in 30 Minutes.
Our next report will take us to the Kuwaiti Sea Sports Club, where a number of young men displayed a great deal of honor and joy for having the opportunity to take part in this year's pearl diving expedition. The 24th annual Al Ghos, or Pearl Diving Heritage Revival Festival, recently wrapped up as the week-long expedition returned to a waiting crowd of family and friends. The pearl divers arrived to a warm welcome after the difficult week-long adventure. The arrival ceremony was attended by the Minister of Justice, Jamal Al-Shhab, and the Director of the Public Authority for Youth and Sports, Mr. Faisal Al-Jazzaf. Our busy colleague Badriya Saleh was at the Sea Club covering the arrival.
9 traditional wooden boats lined the horizon as the pearl diving adventurers returned to the Salmiya Sea Sports Club from Khairan for the closing ceremony of the exhibition known as Yom al-Ghafil. Across the shoreline, family and friends cheered and welcomed the returning divers with great exclamations of joy and excitement as the 24th annual Pearl Diving Heritage Revival Festival made a triumphant return.
Actually, it's on a journey. What's happened actually every year. It's hard for the people, for kids, but actually it's very nice, and I would like to do it again every year. It's hard and hot, but there's sometimes can do it at all like that.
The 160-strong diving team spent 7 days in Khairan, where they explored the banks for pearls. More than 200 pearls were collected, and the count continued to rise as the teams demonstrated cracking oyster shells for the public upon their arrival.
Everything should help each other because we are brothers. When we help each other, we should to keep in touch and like that, so we can have fun and do our journey.
As per tradition, the closing ceremony was graced by song and dance. Celebratory tunes with the accompaniment of drums sounded the divers' return, while veteran captains and professional artists rallied the crowd, boisterously singing traditional favorites. A harmonious end to yet another successful and proud exhibition. At the Sea Sports Club in Salmiya, I'm Badriya Saleh, reporting for The Week in 30 Minutes.
The Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus commemorated their Peace and Freedom Day with celebrations and activities held throughout the country. The island of Cyprus has remained divided into Greek and Turkish sides since a Greek Cypriot coup in 1974 was followed by a Turkish invasion, dividing Cyprus along what became known as the Green Line. In February 2014, talks resumed with an aim to reach a solution of the Cyprus problem. Correspondent Sarah Glubb has more on the celebrations in this report from the capital of Cyprus.
The Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus invited senior officials, parliamentarians, foreign media representatives, and distinguished guests from across the world to attend and participate in the celebrations marking the 40th anniversary of the 20th of July Peace and Freedom Day.
20th of July is a very important day for us. It is for this reason that we call it Peace and Freedom Day. As you know, if Turkey had not intervened on the 20th of July 1974, the coup d'etat that had taken place by Greece and the Greek Cypriots on the 15th of July 1974 would have ended in the total annihilation, mass murder of the Turkish Cypriots. In fact, this is also included in the so-called Akritas plan as a systematic plan of destruction of the Republic of Cyprus and of the Turkish Cypriots. It is for this reason that we call it Peace and Freedom Day, and we are celebrating it under this name. As you know, there are two parties at the negotiating table, and both sides must transmit their will, their political will, at the negotiating table. As you know, we have said yes to two successive United Nations plans for the solution of the Cyprus problem. The first was in 1985-1986, named after the then Secretary General of the United Nations, Perez de Cuellar, and then the second one was under Kofi Annan, the then Secretary General Kofi Annan. And in the first instance, I had passed the De Cuellar plan through Parliament to prove our sincerity for a federal solution.
The Cypriot issue is one of the most important issues on the international level. In the UN, we annually discuss this as it is a hot topic. Our main objective is to be realistic because this 50-year-old problem cannot go on like this. Today, the situation is in accordance with a ceasefire agreement in which the two sides are able to live together, but this is not a permanent solution. All the members of the Security Council are aware of the issue, and in 2014, negotiations between the two sides resumed with backing of both the UN and the EU. We hope through these negotiations we will reach a more sustainable, positive and lasting agreement between both parties, and if any issues regarding consensus or progress arise, then the UN can intervene and fill these gaps to reach a sustainable referendum. So, regardless, we will stay optimistic and keep our determination.
With the attendance of outgoing Turkish President His Excellency Abdullah Gül, the main ceremony took place at the Dr. Fazil Kushuk Boulevard in the capital Lefkoşa and included various speeches, a military parade and traditional dances and performances.
We are commemorating the 40th anniversary of the landing of the peace troops from Turkey in response to an attempt to unite Cyprus with Greece by the Greek Cypriots. In 1974, Turkey intervened under her powers arising from 1960 Treaty of Guarantees, the right to intervene in Cyprus to re-establish the state of affairs created by the 1960 Constitution. And since that time on, there has been no fighting in Cyprus. Two communities are living side by side, and we are trying to establish a united Cyprus under a federal settlement.
Aside from the packed agenda that included briefings, tours and visits to various institutions, the solo Turk and Turkish Stars aerobatics team delivered a breathtaking performance in the Girne skies as part of the framework for this year's celebrations. With the attendance of the outgoing Turkish President, His Excellency Abdullah Gül, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus commemorated the 40th anniversary of their Peace and Freedom Day, with a host of ceremonies and spectacles that depicted their traditional heritage. From the Presidential Palace in Lefkoşa, this is Sarah Glib reporting for the Week in 30 Minutes.
From the Sahara Golf Club, this is Sarah Glib.
From the Radisson Blu, I'm Gilma Jaburi.
From Al-Sahel Club, this is Salim Kandiri.
From the Scientific Center, this is Hiba Abdurrahman.
I'm Batria Saleh, reporting for the Week in 30 Minutes.
Up next, under the motto, Your Steps Change Their Life, a healthy campaign was launched at the Hamra Tower with the aim of supporting cancer patients. The campaign was launched during the holy month of Ramadan and was open to the public. Correspondent Hiba Abdurrahman was there and has prepared this report.
With the aim of encouraging the healthy walking, especially during the holy month of Ramadan, the Steps campaign was recently launched by one of the local banks in Kuwait in collaboration with one of the youth groups that is entitled Project 5 Miles.
The aim is to be, we want to be part, the campaign is to what we call the steps. And the steps is really is to help the cancer patients, along with the Al Hayat Center, and those are the volunteer center. And it is the first time for us to do it, and we do it in Al Hamra. And the program is to come anytime between 4 and 6. Volunteers will receive you and give you the instruction what to do. But what we do, we really we pay a certain amount for each 5 rounds in the complex.
The campaign takes place at the Hamra Mall during weekdays and extends from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. during Ramadan. The idea behind this campaign is supporting the cancer patients through the Haya Center. The bank will pay 1 kd for every 5 rounds the participants would finish to the Haya Center that cares for the non-Kuwaiti patients. This campaign also is considered the first of its kind to take place through the cooperation with the youth group to assert its social role in the country and encouraging the public to take healthy procedures. Charitable and voluntary work is a very precious value that we have to teach it to the coming generations, but this campaign is more special because it's also a healthy one. From Al Hamra Mall, this is Hiba Abdulrahman reporting for the Week in 30 Minutes.
Correspondent Ghanwa Jabbouri has prepared our next report, which will take us to the 9th Cultural Summer Festival. The National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters, NCCAL, recently kicked off the 9th Cultural Summer Festival in a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Among the festival's activities are training courses in the English language, computer and technology, artwork, photography, acting, handicrafts, discussion art, and oil painting. Ghanwa has more in this report.
As part of the 9th Cultural Summer Festival, the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters has organised a number of activities for children and the youth aimed at inspiring and encouraging them to learn new activities in a fun and safe environment. Summers in Kuwait can sometimes seem long and outdoor activities can be challenging due to the heat. However, the National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters has assured that children and the youth have plenty to do and to use their talents constructively.
It's of course the festival for the National Council for Art and Letters, and this is yearly they are making it, and it is very useful and it's so helpful for the children. As you see, Madame Ghanwa, a lot of children that have attended tonight to attend this workshop. And who is presenting and giving the lecture in this workshop, Mr. Bashar Al-Yassin. He's a Kuwaiti boy that's really giving a very helpful and useful lecture. He's teaching the children how to draw. He's teaching the children also how to design.
Yeah, I enjoy my time and I make a parallel.
The summer festival includes a photography exhibition with 40 young participants showing that they truly are talented and beyond. The art exhibition in fact demonstrates that the youth are extremely creative and ambitious. There are an array of creative workshops being hosted on a daily basis.
I am learning new things, and today I learned how to make a skirt and the outfit of the pirates, and I want to know new things to be perfect.
The National Council for Culture, Arts and Letters is constantly providing a platform for children and the youth in Kuwait whereby they can be encouraged to express themselves in a positive environment and have the inspiration to further their dreams and talents.
As we can see just right behind me, and as we just heard from a number of children, this summer festival is providing children and the youth with an excellent opportunity and is teaching them certain skills in art while building on their existing skills. From Shamia Theatre, I'm Ghanwa Jabbouri reporting to you for the Week in 30 Minutes.
And now to our final report this evening. The sixth issue of the Kuwaiti currency, released into circulation by the Central Bank of Kuwait on June 29th, utilizes the most advanced security features in banknote printing history and incorporate elements that allude to Kuwait's modernization as well as its rich economy and commercial history. The Kuwait flag is a main feature of the new bills in affirmation of the national identity. Each note depicts the desert and marine environments, traditional dhows, along with historic and heritage sites. The new banknotes were also designed to aid the visually impaired. Notes are printed in large font and feature raised print. Sarah Glubb has more details in this report.
The sixth issue of the Kuwaiti banknotes includes the most advanced security measures, from innovative printing processes and color-changing features to visual elements that become visible upon tilting the banknote. Also, under a UV light, certain elements become revealed.
We have enhanced the durability. This is by coating the banknote, and it is still cotton-based banknote. And so we expect that the lifetime of the banknote in circulation will be enhanced than the previous one. The central bank, of course, has provided all the banks in Kuwait with the new issue, the sixth issue, alongside the fifth issue. People can go just normally to their banks to withdraw money or to their ATM machines. Whatever banknotes that are still in their possession from the fifth issue are still legal and will be accepted in the market. We haven't set a date yet, and we have no expectations as yet. We will continue as the Central Bank of Kuwait to monitor the volume of the fifth issue, and then we will decide when to stop using, or actually stop the fifth issue from being a legal instrument in circulation. So once that date is set and of course announced and declared, then people will have the chance to change only at the Central Bank of Kuwait, to exchange their older notes from the fifth issue at the Central Bank of Kuwait for 10 years from that date.
Themed ruling and the sea, the 20 dinar note features Seif Palace, a symbol of Kuwait's sovereignty and ruling power, and a pearl diver, one of the earliest professions before the discovery of oil. The 10 dinar note, themed democracy and the desert, features the National Assembly building, a symbol of Kuwait's democratic constitution, a falcon and a camel depicting the diverse desert. Representing economy, finance and oil, the 5KD note bears the new Central Bank of Kuwait building and vignettes of an oil refinery, testament to Kuwait's precious source of prosperity.
It's a standard procedure by the Central Bank of Kuwait and other central banks. Whenever there is a new issue of a banknote or coins, we exchange the new issue. Central Bank of Kuwait will send a sample of all the denominations to the central banks around the world to make sure that everyone around the world is familiar with the new banknote. Also, we have the design and the security feature published in our website that will enable everyone around the world to look at the Kuwaiti banknote and to be familiar with the security features. The date of the 29th of June also is applicable internationally. So you can deal with a new sixth issue starting 29th, whether you are in Kuwait or outside Kuwait.
The 1 dinar note illustrates Kuwait's history and Islam and features the Grand Mosque and ancient monuments discovered on Failaka Island, and the half KD note presents the icons and environment, showing Kuwait towers and the endangered hawksbill turtle and silver pomfret, signifying Kuwait's marine life and its preservation. Finally, the quarter dinar represents liberation and heritage, bringing together the Liberation Tower, one of the tallest buildings in the world, an old Kuwaiti door, and the first ever Kuwaiti coin. Every banknote in this sixth issue presents a window to the beloved country and its national spirit, inducing a feeling of pride and honor deeply rooted in Kuwait's bountiful lands. The new Kuwaiti banknotes feature iconic and culturally significant landmarks on the front, while the backside illustrates Kuwait's milestones and economic achievements. And although the new notes preserve Kuwait's rich tradition, they also possess state-of-the-art characteristics in the field of bank printing. From the Central Bank of Kuwait, this is Sarah Gleb reporting for the Week in 30 Minutes. From the Sahara Golf Club, this is Sarah Gleb.
From the Radisson Blue, I'm Gemma Jaburi.
From Sahel Club, this is Salim Kandiri.
From the Scientific Center, this is Hiba Abdurrahman.
I'm Badriya Saleh, reporting for the Week in 30 Minutes.
This brings us to the close of tonight's episode of the Week in 30 Minutes. A very big thank you goes out to all our correspondents. We hope to see you again same time next week, and our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out on the field searching for reports that matter most to you. We look forward to receiving your feedback on the stories we covered today and are ready to cover issues that are of special interest to you. So please email us your suggestions at moikuwaitnews@gmail.com. That's our email. You can also follow us on Twitter at moikuwaitnews and also on Facebook at MOI Kuwait News. And of course, if you'd like to watch our reports once again, you can visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Thank you for joining us tonight, and see you next week with more exclusive reports. Have a good night.
هنا الكويت.